Hello my beautiful people, welcome to your year ahead taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. As always, I just want to say at this start of a brand new year 2021, a massive, huge, heartfelt thank you from me, from my heart literally to yours, just to say a huge thank you for everything that you guys have helped me build, everything that Reydiant Reality has become. Reydiant Reality has had an amazing, phenomenal year, and I really believe that is down to all of you guys who have made it possible. You know, coupled with my hard work and your love and support, there has literally been it's been like the sky has been the limit. And I know that sounds really cheesy and corny, but it really is true. And I just wanted to put this at the beginning of all videos just to let everybody know that I'm truly, truly grateful, and I feel so much love and gratitude from every single one of you for the love, the support, the likes, the shares, the subscribes, those of you amazing people who, you know, my inner sanctum, the members. It's been really, really an amazing year, and it's been an honor as well to be of service to everybody as best I possibly can. There is so much more to come. As I'm sure you can imagine, there's always something cooking in the cauldron with Rafi, and if you've been with me long enough, you know that that is the case. So I just wanted to say that a massive thank you so much for all of your love, all of your support, all of what you have helped create Reydiant Reality, or what you've helped to make Reydiant Reality into. I started this, you know, this channel, and you guys make it. That's really the kind of, you know, the way that I see it, and I truly, totally believe that that is true. So with all of that said, as always, I wish you an abundance of all that love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance for the new year ahead. Make 2021 your best year yet. Regardless of what happens, there are always ways to strive, there are always ways to thrive, and there are always ways to succeed. All you need to do is ask the universe, and they will be available to you. With that said, let's get into your 2021 taroscope. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Hi Taurus, welcome to your 2021 overview for your taroscope with me, Raphael. Let's get straight into it. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So this year we're doing things slightly different. We're going to talk about your actions that you should pursue, your money and materials, your work, business and career, your love and relations, and your warning card, which is what you should steer clear of or be aware of this year. For your actions that you should pursue this year, you have the universe card, which is actually the world card. This is beautiful, right? So whenever you see this card, this is about things coming full cycle. So actions that you should be pursuing this year: getting out into the world, connecting with and collaborating with as many people as you can, from far distant places, from places that are around the corner. This is about getting out into the world, connecting with people. And in a lot of ways, this is about accepting or standing in or sitting in your own power, standing in your mastery, understanding that you have done enough in a specific area of life to be considered an expert, a master, somebody that has truly earned their stripes. So this year, pursue any and all avenues that are going to take you further afield. Pursue any and all avenues that are going to connect you with the wider world stage in some way, shape or form. This is really exciting. The other thing with the world card as well, anything that's going to change your status this year is going to be really important to you, and that is an action that you should pursue. Whether this is, I don't know, maybe you get married, maybe you decide to have a baby, maybe you decide to set up or start your own business, maybe you decide to retire. Like literally, this is where your entire status or your worldly acclaim or outlook in some way, shape or form is going to change. You know, that's Uranus in the background doing his thing there, right? For your money and materials, you have the Hermit card. Interesting, because this came up for, I think it was for Aries as well. Now, when it comes to your money and materials, this is a year for you to be really on point. Don't put your money into anything that is risky, anything that's not tried and true, anything that is anything that is overly speculative. The energy this year on its own, because it's a 5-year, is going to be highly sort of adaptable and changeable, let's say, right? This whole year is ruled by Mercury and Uranus because we're in a 5-year, so we've got that whole energy bouncing around. So this is a year for you to really look at, what do you want to invest in? Can you invest in anything that is going to enhance your business, anything that's going to connect you to others, anything that is going to really see you working on a very practical level to increase your lot, to increase your money, to increase your finances. The other thing with the Hermit card as well, it very often sees a slowdown of some sort. Now that doesn't mean that your money's going to stop flowing. It just means that you're getting very selective about what you put it into. This is about you thinking about, what am I going to invest in? What am I going to put my money in? Where is it that I'm taking my financial outlook? This is going to see you on a more tangible level as well. This will see you revising or looking at your budget. So maybe previously you'd put a lot of money into, I don't know, study, or maybe you'd put a lot of money into into the home. Like this is where you're going to switch that, you're going to change it. So when it comes to the health and vitality, this is paying attention to your day-to-day routine. It's going to see you looking after your diet. You're going to really be paying attention to the foods that you eat, the liquids that you consume. This could be a year where you probably make more headway in that respect than you ever have before. When it comes to your health and vitality this year as well, this could see you really working with your hormone system. So your endocrine system, like this could see you really working to get that into balance, and really finding ways to do that are maybe not necessarily fun, but definitely sort of on point, right? When it comes to the home and the environment, this means that this year you are going to be working on your home, beautifying it, changing it, but this is more on the practical level. So you could be doing stuff to your garden, to the outside sort of area. This could be you working on the structure or the foundation of the house. Maybe you want to put that extension in. Maybe you want to, I don't know, fundamentally change the kitchen or the layout of your home of some sort. In some way, shape or form, you are changing the home to fit what your actual needs are in the here and now. So very, very exciting. Excuse me. For your career and business, you have the High Priestess card. This is really interesting because these are like these two cards, you're 2 for 2 with Aries. This is a year to trust your intuition. You've got to go after the things that really feel like they're pulling you in a specific direction. Now, what do we say? When we see the Hermit card, the Hermit is what you do so that you can allow the High Priestess to speak. So how you do things on a day-to-day level, the things that you invest in, the things that you put your time, your energy and your money into are going to be what further or enhance the career in some respect, which is going to be really, really important for you guys. When it comes to career and business as well, when it comes to if you're working for somebody else, this is about listening to or, connecting with the people that are in charge or the powers that be, as they say. What are the secret opportunities that are coming up? What are the things that the company are doing to develop? Where are they taking things? Like, this is the time for you to have your ear to the ground, because this year you can make a lot of headway, but it's going to have to come from those intuitive sources. So when an opportunity arises, you've got to move on it. You've got to trust your inner wisdom, your inner guidance. But equally, that works on the other front as well, right? Which is knowing when not to move on something, knowing when something isn't a good bet. And in order to do that, you're going to have to really be aware of who you're working with, who you're connecting with, who you're collaborating with, and ultimately where the company that you work for is going. If you are a business owner or an entrepreneur or a solopreneur, as they call them nowadays, this is great, right? Again, you've got to trust those hunches. You've got to be ready to move when certain opportunities come up for you. You're going to need to trust your gut, and more importantly this year, it's very likely that the people that you're connecting with are women, or they're going to be people that are older or more seasoned. I see you interacting with other people in your field that are masters, people that have achieved a certain level of mastery or understanding or wisdom. So this is really nice. I mean, so far it's just not bad at all. For your love and relations, you have the Devil card, right? So for those of you that are, in fact, for all of you, when it comes to familial ties, when it comes to relationship ties, this could be a year where you are really making a lot of headway with calling stuff out when you see it. So if there's bad treatment, bad behavior, whether this is parents, whether it's siblings, whether it's your children, whether it's, you know, anyone really, like all of your relationships, your interpersonal stuff, this year when you see stuff that is a pattern or is cyclic with you guys, like where communication breaks down, or where maybe you want to expand but somebody else seems to be, you know, they just want to stay in the little bubble that they're in. There's a part of you this year, especially with your World card there, you want to break out of all of that stuff and do things that are new. And this year you could be calling things or people out that are holding you back in some regard. So to pay attention to this. For those of you that are single, it's really important this year that you really observe and examine the people that come into your life. And the reason I say this is because remember, the Devil card can be about our patterns and our addictions. And it may be that this, you know, maybe you're just replacing, you know, maybe you're replacing an old person that you were with just somebody else that's in a different packaging. Do you know what I mean? It's just like the same crap and the same hang-ups and the same unavailability or emotional checked outness, whatever it is. But this year, I think you're going to spot that and you're going to want different to that, which means love might be a little bit tumultuous this year, but it's definitely worth pursuing. It's just about being really honest about where you're at and what your current understanding of relationships and perspectives, or what your wants and needs are when it comes to commitment now, right? For those of you that are partnered, married, in a long-term relationship, this is about you and your partner really addressing what needs to change within the relationship. This is about you and your partner being really honest with each other and just say, look, you know what? I want to go in this direction. This is where, you know, I feel like we need to go, or I feel like we need to step into. And with that, you know, it is going to be a challenge, because it kind of feels like you and your partner this year, it's like one of you wants to break out of the rut, which I think is you. And the other one is like, well, you know, why do we have to do too much changing? Just something you're going to have to chuck about. For your warning card, you have the Fool, right? So this is not a year to take uncalculated risks. This is, in fact, this is not a year to take any risks, really. I mean, yes, use the energy of the 5 year, you know, go in for change, do things in innovative ways. But if it's something that you don't know, or something that you've never done before, this is not a time to put all your eggs in a single basket. This is not a time for you to be haphazard as well. This would be a year where you probably wanted to just be really conscious of what new things you welcome into your life. Like, sample things, try things for sure, but this is not a year necessarily to commit to anything big or brand new. The other thing is as well, if you know your relationship is in a rocky place, this would not be a year to conceive, because having a child to fix a relationship is never a good idea. But if you know, sorry, no judgment, but you know, that's my personal belief. The problem that you might face is if you have another child and the relationship's already terse, the chances are that it's going to be extra strain on the relationship that will, you know, could very well be the thing that breaks the camel's back. And yeah, like I said, no big, what's the word? Nothing brand new that is just overly risky. All right, this is a year for you to do more of the Taurus things, even though this year is ruled by Uranus, to be more Taurus like, but you know, in a changeable way. Allow yourself to adapt and to change to what comes up, but don't throw yourself into anything brand new that is sketchy. No get rich quick schemes, anything like that. This is not the year for it. The luck isn't there. All right. With that said, I wish you all the best, and I will see you in a mo for your 12-month spread. 2021 Taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. Thank you so much for being here. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So with that said, let's get straight into it. For your January 2021, you get the Devil card, right? So this year you start the year in true in true fashion, right? So the first card out of the deck, yes, it kind of gives you a prelude to what your whole year is going to be about. And this kind of suggests to me that this year is going to be hard work for you, right? Now, not in the like, oh, it's going to be hard work, but yes, you are going to have to work hard. You're going to have to really think about what you're putting your time, your effort, your energy into. Remember, the Devil card is also about what you're tied to, that you keep telling yourself that you can't get out of. This year is going to highlight to you what are your patterns, what are your cycles, where is it that you are either stuck in a rut, maybe stuck in your ways, maybe being too stubborn. I don't know, I'm a fixed sign as well, don't worry, I get it all the time. But this is going to ask you to really look at what needs to come to an end. What do you need to free yourself from? What do you need to liberate yourself from? It's only by accepting and acknowledging that something is a problem or a challenge that it's ever truly going to change. And this year could be highlighting that to you. So with your Devil card, what else comes up? What is it that you are phasing out? And you have this with the Judgment card, right? So one of the ways that this could show up, this is about you quite simply being kinder to yourself. It's about you making decisions that are based on what is good for you as well. Now this is also, in a way, this could be you really saying to yourself, right, okay, where it is that I doubt myself, where it is that I have imposter syndrome, where it is that I tell myself that I can't do something because, you know, oh, well, you know, my family were like that, so I'm like that. This is you really changing those narratives. Anything that is somebody else's story, this year it's going to be highlighted to you where you know, like, and we've all heard this at some point, you know, we're struggling with something's heavy, something's challenging, and then someone says, well, you know, you've been like this for a while now, you must like it because you never do anything about it. Those are really hard words to hear sometimes because we realize or recognize the truth in them. So this could be a year where you are changing a narrative. Something's going to be highlighted to you in January about something in your life that you have done a certain way for the longest time. This year, and especially here in the month of January, you have a chance to change or to evolve that. And it's going to be up to you whether you do or don't do something with it. The other thing with the Judgment card as well, this is about a step forward. So this is you, in my way, the way that I see this, this is you breaking away from a paradigm that no longer fits your life, but this is about you choosing a different story, choosing a different narrative for your life. For February, you have the Death card. It's really interesting that this keeps coming up here. If you haven't seen them, don't forget I did a life path series of 2021 readings. So whatever your life path number is, there is a reading for you. If you don't know your life path number, there is a video that's going to show you how to calculate your life path number so that you can watch your video for 2021. February seems to be a month where I think we're going to see the fall of a prominent figure. Remember, the Death card isn't always death, but you know, certainly on a more global scale, it does portend an end of something. And then you've got that with the Devil card, right? So you've got a double hit of this energy, right? Double hit of that Devil card energy. January and February are going to be months that challenge you on an internal level to let go of a story that you have told yourself from the past that doesn't belong to you. Now, here in February, I do think we're going to see the fall of a prominent figure. I don't know why, I just really get this sense. And it came up a lot for January and February in those 2021 readings. So be sure to check them out. The other part of this as well, on a personal level, so that's the macrocosm, right? So on a personal level, this is going to see you really starting to ask yourself, what is it that you want, or what is it that you're telling yourself that you want that you don't really want? You know, this is going to see you getting very clear on what your desires actually are and where those desires come from. So if you're saying, right, you know what, I want, you know, whatever it is, A, B, and C. This month, February, is going to, these 2 months specifically are going to be very psychological months. These are going to see you really questioning what your own motives are, what your own modus operandi actually is. Like, what is your true biggest goal and where does that come from? You know, as an example, if your goal is, right, you know what, I want to buy my own home. Well, maybe you came from a line of people that didn't own their own home, or always rented, or always had a problem paying the rent, to suddenly go from that and then find yourself wanting to buy a home or to create that security for yourself. It makes total sense, but it's just about getting to the bottom of what those things actually are. For March 2021, all right, you got the Empress. So this is where we start to get into a lighter, brighter, easier energy, which is lovely. The Empress is actually your card. She represents Venus, your ruler. And here in March, this is where things just really lighten up. And I think in a lot of ways, this is because you're doing the work in January and February of cutting off whatever the baggage is. Like, so whatever your baggage, whatever you have brought with you from the family, from 2020, you know, like whatever you have there, you're going to see yourself in January and February. This will be you ruthlessly, like cutting things away and saying no. Whereas in March, you're coming into a much easier, more vibrant energy. This could be where you are really feeling more yourself. This could be where you're feeling, you know, really growthful. For a lot of you, this could be a very fertile month as well. So if that's not the experience that you want, just be careful. If it is the experience that you want, March is go time. To couple that, you have the Page of Wands. I love this. If you have a money-making enterprise of some sort that you want to get started with, if there's some sort of course of study that you want to take, March would be a really good time for this. This is also a time that making money in March is going to come from you effectively putting yourself out there. This not necessarily like in a performance, but this is going to see you really putting yourself out there on that wider world stage. This could be you writing a book. It could be a public speaking appearance. March could be a really great time for that. It could also be a time where you are working with women, young women in specific, or young girls. This could be where you are teaching those kinds of people, that kind of demographic, which is great. March is going to be a power month for you. I really feel that. And the other thing is as well, it's like whatever you put out into the world or whatever you speak into existence, it's received really well. Like people are just going to get where it is that you're coming from with what you're sharing. For April, you have the Hierophant card, another Taurian card, right? So this double sort of Taurus energy around this time. For those of you that are celebrating in April, happy damn birthday to you. Remember to fill the day of your solar return with a little bit of everything that you want this whole year to house for you. You know, go see friends, go see family, go for nice food, go buy yourself something, go to a spa. If you can, maybe even go for a little travel, weekend break, whatever it is. Fill that day with it. Now your Hierophant card here, it does suggest that April is going to be a month where you're really starting to figure out what the confines are, what you can do and what you can't do, what is possible and what's not possible. April is going to be that moment where it's kind of like you're taking the lid off of something. All right. And remember, with your Hierophant card, this could be revealing who the people are that can help you. Look at this. Then you've got the Temperance card. This is really interesting. So I will say this, I believe March and April, we're going to see something happening with the healthcare industry. I don't know whether this is, you know, I don't know if it's going to be the development of a vaccine or whatever, but we're definitely going to be seeing something let's say this first 4 months of the year, but especially March and April, we're going to see something happening on the wider world stage with the healthcare industry. So I'll be interested to see what that is. On a personal level, this could be you aligning with somebody from overseas. This could be you traveling abroad and it will be for work purposes, for work or business purposes. You've got travel coming up in April. This could be you breaking into or working in or alongside the healthcare industry in some respect, which is great, right? Really powerful stuff. The other thing with the Temperance card as well, we could be seeing here some kind of, I don't know why, but I keep hearing the word rehabilitation, and I think we could be seeing something with that as well. So whatever that means to you or how you can insert yourself into it, just take a moment to think about it. May, if you are celebrating in May, your birthday, of course, all of the same stuff, a happy damn birthday to you. Oh, look at this. You got the Sun card, right? So things are definitely easing up and lightening up for you from March onwards, and it looks like that kind of theme or trend really continues. Blessings, heat, abundance, fun, joy, travel, sexuality, sensuality, just plain enjoyment, right? May is going to be a much easier, much brighter, much more fun month for you as well, which is really, really exciting. And that comes up with the Eight of Pentacles. Whatever travel you're doing in April, when it comes to your work, when it comes to the profession, when it comes to the career, May is going to be a month where something is highlighted to you or about you because of your work or your career. So this could be a real power month when it comes to work. For some of you, this could be a promotion. For some of you, this is literally a change of residence. So if you have a home-based business, maybe this is the month you finally move into an external office. If you already have an office, maybe this is you extending that or expanding it to include an employee. What else could this be? This could also be, for some of you, this could be you finding work abroad, like literally finding a job in another place or finding a job in another country. It's actually really quite exciting. I think May could be a really great month for you. And maybe not even just on the work front. I think it could also highlight to you what your skills are or what skill set you're not actually using for, you know, for all that it's worth, really, which is great. For June 2021, you have the Strength card. The Strength cards come up a lot for June as well. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Oh, I'm destroying December. All right, so yeah, you've got the Strength card here. June is going to be a month where you're looking at, in your heart of hearts, like what is it that you truly believe? But it's also going to see you saying to yourself, right, if these are skills that I have, I'm going to have to start using these because they could be lucrative for me, but it's going to take bravery and guts. So June's going to be maybe not necessarily a leap of faith, but it will definitely see you having to find the courage or the guts to push ahead with something. And look at that, you've got it with the Four of Wands. So for some of you, this may be a change of residence. For some of you, this will be having the guts to talk about a relationship. I feel like this is about you. So for some of you, this might be an event that you decide to throw. For some of you, this could be, it could literally be you saying, you know what, we've put this off and now we want to move ahead with it. So for those of you that are, excuse me, engaged, wanting to get married and all, June looks like a great month for this. It really does. And I can definitely say as well, 2021 will see a lot more energy towards those kinds of things. Maybe not massive gatherings, but certainly bigger than we've had up until, you know, any time of 2020. So this is great. The other part of this as well is, for a lot of you, I feel like there's a new relationship here, and I kind of feel like maybe there's an age gap in the relationship, or maybe, I don't know, maybe it's a same-sex relationship after you've, do you know what I mean? Like you know, maybe you've had girlfriends your entire life and then suddenly you're like, actually I've met this guy and he's really amazing, and everyone's like, wait, what, you're gay? Or do you know what I mean? It doesn't necessarily mean that you're coming out, it just means that maybe you're pursuing a different avenue. You know, same for, you know, a woman, maybe you've dated men your whole life and then all of a sudden you meet somebody and it just clicks with her or them. Yeah, June, I don't know, it just looks like whatever you're revealing to people, it feels like it has something to do with your relationship. And I kind of feel like it's going to be like, for everyone else, it might be like a Wow, okay, I didn't see that come in. And for you, it's going to take real guts to speak on whatever that is, whatever it is that you're sharing with someone. It could be as well, for some of you, this might be that you decide to have a child on your own. You say, you know what, I'm gonna go to the whatchamacallit, or maybe you're getting a surrogate because you don't want to have your own child, or do you know what I mean? Like, whatever it is about your relationship, or possibly even starting a family, it may be a little bit like, not shocking to other people, but just like, oh, okay, I didn't expect that to hear from you. Do you know what I mean? And it takes you a lot of courage to kind of, but because you got the Four of Wands there, it's celebrated. You know, it's something that's going to be received very well. It will take courage on your part, but you know, maybe you decide to adopt. Who knows? For June, or should I say July, you have the Magician card, right? So really powerful. Love this. In a lot of ways, this could be you maybe going after a marketing campaign if you've got your own business. This could see you having, or not even having, this could see you pursuing a really big idea or goal of your own. July could be a month where you're saying, right, you know what, I'm going for this, I'm going after it, I'm going to throw everything that I have in for it, and just really doing what you can to be in that space of pushing yourself forward, of, you know, really dynamically as well. And that's coupled with the Ace of Cups. So look at this, whatever it is that you're revealing to people in June, whatever it is that you're doing in June or talking about in June, it will be received really well. In fact, people will probably love and revere you for it more than you expect. July, this is about you presenting an idea. This is about you forging ahead with something, and it kind of basically says, this is the right thing for you to do. It's like the energy is definitely there for it. People are receiving you specifically well. There's a promotion in it for some of you. There is recognition, big recognition as well. So this could be you winning an award. You know, if you have your own business, maybe you're winning an award for being the best new business or the best newcomer. If you are employed by a company, this could be you getting a promotion. But because you've got the Ace of Cups there, it suggests that this is something that happens quite quickly. You know, it's like you put in a lot of hard work, but at the same time, it's, you know, there's other people that have worked a lot longer than you. Maybe not necessarily harder, but definitely longer. And it's like it's happening for you really quickly. July is just going to be a great month. It really, really will. For August, you have the Fool card. New things, new places, new people. I mean, look at this. I said March was going to be a fertile time, but I mean, when you look at June, July and August, that whole stretch is just like, you know, if you don't want babies in 2021, that is a time where you need to put stuff in place. That's a really fertile energy. I love this for you. New things, new places, new people, new inspiration, new energy. August is going to be a much easier, much light-hearted month. It's also a time for you to take a calculated risk or two. It comes up with the Moon card. So this could be where some of you are either treading old ground. If you are considering working with an old colleague or an old boss, just make sure that they're going to be able to deliver whatever it is that they're promising, because the energy is going to be really high. The energy around you is already buzzing, especially from May right through July, right? So, you know, sometimes that whole thing of, you know, somebody slept on you, and then when they see you blowing up, it's like, oh, hey, how you doing? Do you know what I mean? It's like, okay, so now you want to ride my coattails for all my hard work. It's just something you want to be aware of. August will be the time where this comes up, and because it's the Moon card, I kind of feel like they might come with one sort of presentation, but the intention behind it is not as pure as they're making out. So just, you know, just keep it not an open mind, but just be aware. All right. September, you have the Lovers card. So for your love sector and your love life, September is going to be a really good month, but it will see you making choices and decisions. I mean, this is right underneath the Sun card and the Eight of Pentacles. So September is definitely a time of choice. It's definitely a time where your relationship is coming more to the fore. It could also be a month where, especially if you're married, if you're partnered, if you're in a long-term relationship, your partner may say to you, look, I need more commitment, or I need you to be more present than you have been. And this might see the career and the home life somewhat at odds with each other. So just something for you to be, again, aware of. And that comes up with the Nine of Swords. So that was like, for me, that's like a double up, right? The relationship is coming under question in September. Now, I mean, it's definitely being highlighted, so you could be spending more time together, but it might be a time where your partner says, you know, it's great to have this time together, but I need more of it. Do you know what I mean? Because it kind of suggests that your relationship or your love connection is a little bit of a concern around September. So it's something that you're going to have to say, look, you know what, I'm making us a priority. In October, you have the Tower card. All right, so October could be another one of those months. And I mean, out of the year, to be honest with you, so far you only have 3. Even September. September's going to be a slower month and a more chilled month, but at the same time, your partner is going to want or need or desire more from you. Whereas October's going to have upheavals, possibly big realizations, but it comes up with the Sun card. If you are traveling in October, please be careful of sunburn or heat stroke, you know, all of that kind of stuff, because it looks like you might be in a place where things get really, really hot. Do you know what I mean? Like, in fact, even with hot water, October is a month to really be careful. If you're running the tap, don't just stick your finger under it, because this will be the month that catches you out and you'll end up scolding yourself. You know, anything to do with water and electric, again, October, be really, really careful. The reason I say the heat stuff, the sun is light, energy and heat, right? You've got the Tower card here, which can sometimes portend accidents. On a global level, that could be, I think October, we might see the eruption of a volcano. You know, maybe one that's been dormant for a long time, never heard nothing from, and then boom, October hits and it just starts spewing and doesn't seem to want to stop. But yeah, on a personal level, watch out for anything to do with hot water or electrics in October, you know, on a really mundane level. This could also be a big realization, and it could be, you know, it's interesting because September, the partner wants and needs more from you. And then October, you could see yourself thrust into the limelight again, you know, which is going to see your partner kind of like, you know, this is what I was talking about. Just when I think I've got you back, or, you know, we're starting to spend more time together, you're off on your travels again. So this is just in 2021. It's just a year for all of that, you know, growth, expansion, change, travel, upheaval, sex, sensuality, hedonism as well. We're going to be seeing I've said this to everybody because I want everyone to be aware of this energy, right? Yes, 5 has all of the other stuff that I talked about, but in some of its sort of unconscious energy, I don't like to say negative or positive because they're really shitty terms and they're really limited terms. So I try to use conscious and unconscious instead. In its unconscious expression, 2021 can be hedonism. You know, the desire and the seeking of pleasure at all costs. Like, I don't care, this feels good to me and I don't care what it means to anyone else. And the reason I'm telling everybody to check that next year is because while we're all busy enjoying ourselves, the world or some people or some portion of it might try to present things to us that that we could be diametrically opposed to. I think that's as much as I'll say on that front. For your November, you have the Judgment card. Okay, so November's going to see you making some big steps, making some big moves. For some of you, you might have found in October that space or that place that you want to be next, like where the next place is that you want to live. And I'm intrigued by this as well, because like I said, I see certain in the 2021 life path videos, I was seeing mass migrations, just people, whole swaths of just people just like up sticks and moving, like, you know, and some of it happening quite quickly. So I'll be interested to see if this is you guys in November. To couple that, you've got the Ace of Wands. This is actually really nice energy. November's going to be a great month for you. It's going to be a month where you are really figuring out what your next steps are. I think you're going to see a lot of another growth spurt here in November. What I like about it as well is it's a very sexy, very sensual time for you, and it's also a time where you are, excuse me, it's a time where you're giving yourself over to more enjoyment. I think, you know, whatever happens in October, it's going to force you to really look at, okay, you know what, maybe I need to see where my partner's coming from or what we're putting into this. Also, this could be news from a parent. If you have a parent that is single, or two parents that are single, this could be a time where they are presenting you with a new partner, you know, to vet them. You know, it's always like that, isn't it? Like, oh, you've got to meet the kids now. In December, you have the Emperor card. Okay. And that is coupled with the Fool card, right? So for some of you, for those of you that are single, certainly, you are meeting somebody in December. And to be honest with you, with everything else that you have going on this year, it kind of suggests, other than June, you don't really have the time for it. There's so much other stuff going on that will be really great and really sort of, you know, life affirming and advancing, let's say, that I don't think you're going to really have time for it. But December could be a month where you're really focused on that. This could be a month as well where something's happening with your father or your boss. You could be getting you know, if you're employed, you could be getting a new boss. When it comes to the father energy, this could be, you know, maybe a parent or a dad is introducing you to somebody new, or maybe they're announcing that they're going off in a completely different direction, or maybe they're moving. Either which way as well, there's going to be something changing about your industry. So whether this is you employed, whether this is you, you know, self-employed or business owner, whatever. Okay, so your jumping card. So your key to the year is the universe, right? So this is all about a change in status. This is all about a change of life. It's all about you, something coming full circle, and you accepting and owning your mastery. This is going to be a really powerful year for you guys to get ahead. I think it's going to be a very busy year. I think there's going to be a lot happening. I think a lot of the stuff that happens on the wider world stage is going to shape a lot of your ideas of where you're going or what it is that you want to do, you know, on a personal level. But either which way, I think this is going to be a really great year for you. I mean, you've got a double hit of the Sun card, you've got double Judgment, you've got double the Devil, you know, but you've got the double Sun as well. So either which way, I mean, it's going to be a good year for you guys. I think it will have its moments. So your big challenge months are going to be February, February, August, September and October. Those look like your real sort of challenge months. In fact, January as well is going to be a challenging month. But your great months, or March, great month. May, power month. June, good month. July, July is a good month, but like I said, October's going to have its moments, but I really feel like that's going to be a good month for you guys. I just think it's going to really force you to look at everything in ways that you hadn't up until now. So with that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Check in with this month by month, or some people do it every 6 months to see how it's gone up until that point. I truly hope that this helps you and it serves you well for the year ahead. Have an amazing year ahead for 2021.